All right, we are here with a very familiar face for the Texas Rangers, team reporter Emily Jones. Emily, nice to be with you today.
Thank you. I was so glad you guys are here. We're grateful for it.
I know, it's amazing to cover this event. Talk to me about what this means to you. You know, you shared earlier this morning, this is just the greatest accomplishment of your life.
Yeah, I mean, outside of my family, this is the thing I really am the most proud of because of the work that we've been able to do, how this foundation was born, the legacy that it honors in Richard Durrett, and the fact that Kelly and the kids have continued to be such a big part of it. You know, we are small but mighty. We're, you know, no one is a paid position. We don't have full-time employees, but we make it work. And it's unfortunate that a foundation like ours is necessary, but it is, and it's super gratifying to be able to help people in a time, you know, that where their head is spinning and they don't know where to turn.
Right, and 10 years in, this is the 7th annual golf tournament, but you shared over $2 million raised, 200 plus families affected, and you've never turned anybody away. Just can you imagine the impact that you would have had 10 years ago?
No, not at all, because we had no intention of making this a foundation. I mean, our sole mission after Richard died was to help Kelly, Owen, and Alice, and then baby Margot that was in her belly, like it hadn't even been born yet. We just wanted to make sure that they were taken care of. We felt like we owed that to Richard, to take care of Kelly and the kids. And so we raised $200,000 that first year. All of it went to Kelly. We felt great about it. And then it was really JD and Kelly that had the conversation and said, you know, are you okay? And she said, I'm okay. But I want to continue this. I want to help other people because she felt so fortunate to have been, you know, helped in the way that we were able to that first year. And so that's how it was born, and it was extremely organic, and it's, you know, it's something I think we all take great pride in.
Right, and baseball is just one of the most, you know, trying sports, just 162 games. I mean, we've spent so much time at the ballpark together. Just talk about the impact that you know, have with Richard and knowing him and how you were affected when you heard about his passing.
I mean, it's weird because, you know, he was my age, like, and you think you think at that age, you know, your mid 30s, that you're kind of like immortal, and you're going to live forever, and you're going to watch your kids grow up. And I think I think, you know, a lot of us felt that same way, that like this was one of the first people that was so close to our age in this stage of life that it just got pulled out from under him. And so I think it impacted all of us in that way, that like, holy goodness, that could happen to any of us. And what can we do, you know, to help those that do experience that sudden loss? And I think it gave all of us a different perspective on life, on our families, all those things. So this foundation has given us that are on the board and that do the work such a perspective and such an appreciation for our families, for our friends, for you know, this life that we live.
And you've been with the Rangers for a number of seasons, so how incredible is it for you to see previous players, current players, contributing to this cause?
Yeah, I mean, you think about like Mike Adams is out here today, Colby Lewis, Holland. Those are guys that knew Richard, and that's why they're here, because they knew him. You know, guys like Elvis Andrews donated he couldn't make it today, but he donated, you know, some, like a hitting lesson with him. Like everyone who knew Richard, you can't find anyone that will say a bad thing about him. And so to have that kind of impact where these guys keep coming year after year and want to continue to help. Ian Kinsler made these unbelievable, the worsted bats. Like, just so incredible how these guys continue to show up. And I think it's a testament to Richard and you know, his whole demeanor and the way that he conducted himself in that clubhouse, that's why these guys want to continue to be a part of it.
And just the local impact, do you have any moment in particular that stands out of, wow, this is really, you know, what we're contributing to our community? Yeah,
I mean, I think every time you make those phone calls, which they're so hard to make, you know, when someone, I've said this a million times, we don't, there's no application process with us. Like if we get sent referrals of, you know, this person might need help, we follow through with them, we do our due diligence, and then we are able to say like, hey, you know, call them and say, hey, you know, we've got this funeral taken care of. We've got it. Tell us where to write the check. So, being able to take that off their plate to where they can focus on what's really important, which is dealing with their loss and dealing with the grief. And we can take one small thing off their plate. It doesn't eliminate that grief or take that pain away, but it does help to give them time to process things in a proper way.
And 10 years in, it's obviously an unimaginable tragedy, but some good has really come from it. Do you think that the Durrett family is just, grateful for the celebration of life that they now have annually for Richard?
No, I know they are, and because Kelly will tell you. I mean, and the kids will tell you. And I think that's what she probably appreciates the most. You'd have to ask her, but in our conversations, the fact that Margot did never even meet her dad. She was in Kelly was pregnant with her. And so the fact that they get to see the work of this foundation and the fact that it's honoring their dad's legacy, I think means a tremendous amount to them. And that's also something that we take great pride in, is giving them that, because they didn't get to know their dad, through their childhood years. And so that's such a gift to be able to give to them. And Kelly is so full of grace, and she is so strong, and I admire her so incredibly much.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Emily.
Sure.
Appreciate the time. This is such an incredible cause. We are so grateful.
Well, we're
to be
so
here
glad
for
y'all are here. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And any sort of gift to the Do It for Durrett Foundation, we promise, goes directly to families impacted by sudden loss. So doitfordurrett.com if you want to give us some money.
Yes, of course. We will drop the links below. I'm Abby from DLLS Sports.
We all silly like the mayor.